Dude,
That's cool.
I bought these people's food one time trying to be nice at Guthrie's, and I fucked up. That's what I found out. I was just trying to be nice. This lady, it was her 83rd birthday. I didn't know that. I was just like, you're old as fuck. You don't need to be paying for your food. And she jawed my fucking ear off for like a half hour in Guthrie's.
Like talking
My
to you nice?
food was cold. Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
she was just talking. That's my son out there. You see that nice truck out there? That's my son. He's about to be in here in a minute. You bought mine and his food. You were so sweet.
At least she was nice.
Yeah,
But that
she
is
was
annoying
nice,
as
but I
fuck.
was just like, you know, just
Yeah.
say thank you and let me leave.
There was this guy at a gas station today, and I was really tired. Been up for like over 20 hours, and he looked at me and he was like, he was singing, and then he stood like really close beside me, and I was
Kissed
like
you?
looking away from him, and he was like, you know anything good? And I was like, do I know anything good? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I woke up today, and this like random other old guy was like, that's a good one right there. That's a good thing. And I just really enjoyed it. It was so
That's
simple
awesome,
and southern, but I just liked it a lot.
I think.
Yeah, that
the
happens a
most-
lot on when I deliver. Like they'll
Just
come
those
out when I
little
pull up
exchanges.
and start talking to me and shit. And sometimes if I'm really feeling it, we'll sit there and talk for like 10, 15 minutes.
I think the most southern thing that's ever happened to me, I was at a gas station. I just got out of therapy, and I was buying a 12-pack, and the lady was like, just turned around and started talking
Ironic.
to me. Didn't even buy it, like, put her shit up on the counter and just turned around and started talking to me.
Yeah.
She was like, you liking Budweisers? I was like, yes ma'am, I do. And she was like, you don't have to call me ma'am, the name's Jolie. I was like, well, it's nice to meet you, Jolie, I'm Branham. And she said, I don't know how to say that. I said, that's alright. Like, no, that's fine. Just, I'm glad, I looked at her, I was like, I'm glad you didn't even try. And she started laughing. And she was like, but at my house, we start drinking at 8 a.m. Old as fuck. She was probably like 70. She's
No,
like, my
she's
husband's
probably
out.
40. You look like 70.
She was like, my husband's out in the truck. See, this is how I knew she was 70. Because I went outside, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna talk to her husband. And she walked out right behind me, and he was like, you liking Budweiser? That's the same thing she did. And I was like, yes, sir. He was like, at my house, we start drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, do you? And she said, I told him the same thing. That's what I said. And he said, you met my wife Jolie in the gas station? And I was like, yes, sir, I did. I said, y'all look like a fine couple. I hope I can be like y'all one day. And he said, shit, you want to be unhappy? Be with somebody like my wife. And just died fucking laughing, dude. Just and his wife was like, that's right. Like, it was the funniest thing ever. And I was like, ha ha. You know, just like,
You're like, it
giving
ain't that funny, but yeah.
I was like, ah. Yeah. You know, just, you know, just giving like the fakest laugh of all time. And we were sitting there and talking, and he was like, you drink every day? And I was like, sadly. He said, sadly? Shit, boy, that's the only thing that gets me happy living with her. And she was like, like, she was laughing so hard, dude, she was about to pass out.
The sound
And,
you're
like,
making, you're sending me.
I just ended up just keeping it straight up. I was like, y'all are fucked up. And he was like, son, I'm hammered.
Can you
Did
do
that.
me a favor
No
before
shit.
you...
I'm not lying, did that exactly. He was like, and like smacked his steering wheel. And she was like,
Are you sure these weren't just a bunch of fucking, like aquatic animals you were talking to?
I was sitting there talking to a bunch of dodo birds, just fucked
They're just
up.
talking to a bunch of seals or something. No, do me a
Go
favor.
see a therapist. He went and seen a shaman.
I was like, what's up?
Do me a favor and hit me the high-pitched GD.
And I was just sitting there, and I was like, well, listen, y'all be careful. And he said, I live right next to the gas station, you know, me and my wife, Jolie. And just like squeaked. And I was like, that's good. You know, y'all don't really need to be driving far. And he said, son, I've been driving drunk longer than you've been driving. And then just pulled away. I was like, okay.
Are you sure he was talking and you couldn't hear him over the belt he needed to replace? I don't know. It's
yeah,
like...
Dude, I don't know. That was like one of the strangest conversations I've ever had in my life.
That laugh you do when someone tells a bad joke.
Dude, you want to hear my laugh when someone tells a bad joke?
Yes.
I go,
no, like in the in the party chat when I'm like POV terrible joke and you're like, you know, the like higher pitch.
I just look at him and I go.
Yeah.
I wonder what Crabman thinks of all this.
Imagine all of this going through Crabman's TV, and he's just like, he's half asleep, and he's like, maybe they'll shut up.
His old lady sitting in there cooking him dinner, and she's just like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm just like,
echoing in his fucking room.
His neighbors can hear it.
I was about to say his neighbors in the apartment can just hear.
He's got a dog and it's scared.
He has cats.
All his cats are freaking out. He just
Give him the
smacking all he hears. And all the cats freaking out.
God.
Dude, speaking of cats freaking out, I had a cat one time.
Damn.
I'd like just got my license, and this cat just fucking tried to dip and dodge in front of me, and I hit it, and it lived.
Oh no.
But I got out, and I picked it up, and I was like, I am so sorry. I felt so bad. I was like, you're gonna make it. And I walk up to the door to who I assume was the owner of the cat, and I knock, and this girl walks out, and I was like, ma'am, your cat just ran out in front of me, and I just murked it. And it was like,
oh no.
And she was like, I don't give a fuck about that goddamn cat.
You're
And she was
like,
smoking a cigarette.
You're like, man, I just
She
did
was
a
like, if
flip
it wasn't for me,
reset
that
on you.
fucking cat would die. And I was like, well, do you want me to just... I was like, what do you want me to do with it? She was like, come in here and put it on the couch. I was like, you want me to come inside? And she was like, I don't want to touch that nasty fucker. I was like, oh my god. And it was just sitting there.
Oh
I'm
no.
taking that thing to the
Poor
vet, bro.
thing.
And I was like, are you going to take it to the vet? Yeah, that's what I said. And she was like, I'll think about it when my husband gets home.
She
I
will.
was like,
The fact that she put it in the house is telling, because I mean, if
I
she
was
really
like,
didn't care, she would want that.
Okay. Sure enough, cat's still alive to this day.
You were just like, ma'am, I tried to demo your cat, and I just bumped
Ma'am, your cat was about to get a goal, and I went for the demo and ended up bumping it. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, I had a flip
it's a grand
reset.
champ, so...
it.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I had a musty on your cat, and she's like, you did
Ma'am,
what?
see, I was actually passing the ball to my teammate, and then your cat ended up in the way for the goal, so I bumped it, you know, out of the way. And she's just like, oh yeah, you're squishy? And I'm like, no, I'm Justin, but it's fine. And, you know, just fucking like it's nothing. I'm like, yeah, I'm Justin, but it's whatever. And, so your cat's probably gonna die. And it's just like,
And she's like, that's probably because it went in top right. It didn't count.
it actually went top left count it. And, see, the worst part about it is the cat
I clipped
is
it.
probably gonna live. So I clipped it, and now I'm on RLCS as an animal abuser. I don't abuse animals, I just hit your cat by accident now. And she's just like, so why
So
is
you
my
flipped
cat
it.
going... And I'm like, ma'am, it was an accident. See, it's saying it was on purpose because it's got insurance. It's trying to get me. But it's just not going to happen because, simply put, the name's Alexander Shinora. Let me help you, Alabama.